The 49ers practice field is too soft for their liking, and therefore they would like to practice elsewhere. At least, that's what initial reports were saying upon their arrival this week, and in this video, I'll dive into why they were unhappy and also why they need to grow up and be men. We also need to talk about Kadarius Toney speaking out about his Instagram rant, why it got misconstrued, and how he still wants to help this team, look at some interesting injury updates about Joe Toney and Jerick McKinnon, and much freaking more. But first, how about those? Alright, today's episode is sponsored by SeatGeek, who is offering a discounted tickets for the big game, but more on them in a bit because first I want to talk about some injuries that you need to be watching out for, with the first one being a mystery player that got attacked over the weekend. That's right, we need to see which player pops up on the injury report this week, with the injury being listed as attacked by a coyote, because apparently an NFL player in town for the Super Bowl was attacked by a coyote on February 5th when out at Lake Las Vegas. Well, you certainly don't hear that one every day. Honestly, how the heck does that even happen? But hopefully whoever it happened to is okay, nothing major, though I will say I have no clue if this is an NFL player from one of the two teams set to play on Sunday or just another NFL player that traveled to watch the game. But either way, pretty freaking crazy, and hopefully we find out who it happened to as soon as possible because I am ever so curious. The next player we need to watch out for is left guard Joe Toney. Dr. Jesse Morse thinks his pec strain is a grade 2, giving him just a 50% chance to play this Sunday. Ian Rappaport called it a, quote, significant pec injury and spoke with Toney about it yesterday, to which Toney said it's still up in the air whether he can practice this week, and he will know a bit later on. He's just taking it day by day, and honestly, things don't seem too positive in that regard, especially if you hear his vocal tone.
It's kind of just a day by day, kind of do what I can each day, the most I can, and kind of see what happens. Not trying to, think too much of the future, just trying to do what I can each day.
Andy Reid called Joe Toney's chances of even just practicing this week a long shot at this point. Therefore, I would say Nick Allegretti is the guy playing Sunday. The problem is Toney can further injure his pec, and who knows if he or the team would want to risk it if he struggles to even see the practice field this week. Either way, I'm glad the Chiefs have Nick Allegretti because he is a very solid depth piece for the team that many have always looked to as a starting caliber player. All right, are you tired of trying to find the best deals on tickets, or better yet, are you looking for the best place to buy a ticket to the big game this upcoming weekend? Well, have no fear, because the sponsor of today's video, SeatGeek, is here. SeatGeek is not only the #1 rated ticketing app, but they also have over 28 million downloads. That's a lot. On top of that, my editor, Troy, has used them multiple times recently himself.
I love SeatGeek, dude. It's by far the easiest way to get great tickets from reliable sellers. And being a Minnesota sports fan, I've gotten Timberwolves tickets, Vikings tickets, and concerts.
That's why I've partnered up with SeatGeek to give you all a great deal on tickets to the big game to see the Chiefs live in action. Right now, SeatGeek is offering my viewers $250 off the big game tickets with code HBTC250. That's right, a $250 discount for all of you with code HBTC250. And the best part is, everyone is eligible for this discount. It doesn't matter if you've purchased on SeatGeek before or not. It's also helpful that each ticket is rated on a scale of 1 to 10, so you know if you're getting a good deal. Green means good, red means bad. Green means Chiefs, red means 49ers. All right, just trolling around a little bit. But if you are planning on going to Vegas this weekend or are already there and need to get tickets still, don't forget to use code HBTC250 on SeatGeek for $250 off big game tickets. The link is also in the description down below. Someone I've got to walk back my confidence levels on is running back Jerick McKinnon, who over the weekend had his 21-day window to return from IR opened up by the team, even flying with them to Vegas. Then last night, Ian Rappaport said, quote, there's a real chance he could play in the Super Bowl, which got me excited because of the value he brings to the offense on third downs and also especially in the red zone. But I was also confused. The confusing part to me was McKinnon just had core muscle surgery at the beginning of January, I believe, a similar surgery to what tight end Blake Bell had last season after getting injured in a preseason game, and he missed over half the season. So the confusion was, how could McKinnon be ready so quickly? Well, Andy Reid put a damper on expectations for McKinnon today in his presser, saying that even though his window to return is open, McKinnon is not practicing with the team and has a slim chance to be out there at all. So It seems like the Chiefs may have simply done McKinnon a solid, a well-deserved one, by opening his window so he can travel with the team and be a part of the Super Bowl experience. I mean, that's my best guess at least. And honestly, even if that's the only reason why, I think it's awesome and hope McKinnon gets to experience a big fat W with the team live and in person this Sunday. So while Jerick McKinnon is probably not playing, it looks like Willie Gay Jr. is most likely good to go with his neck injury. He only played half in the divisional game against Buffalo and sat out of the AFC Championship game, but according to Nate Taylor of The Athletic, Willie could have played against the Ravens, yet he believed he would have re-aggravated his neck to such an extent he may not have been able to play in the Super Bowl. And when Willie seemed pretty confident he would play this Sunday, Nate Taylor proceeded to ask,
"How are you sure you're going to play on Sunday?" And he did one of these, fellas. He did a let that shit really roll. So ready to go. And I was like, okay, I'll back up. Willie Gay, active, put it down in pen.
So there you go. Write down Willie Gay Jr. in ink. Pen, not pencil, with the chance to erase his chances of playing this Sunday because it looks like he's good to go. Another player who is no longer an injury concern seems to be wide receiver Kadarius Toney, who was removed from the injury report for just the third week this entire season. I think it was Week 8, Week 10, and now Week 22, after his Instagram rant the morning of the AFC Championship game. In that rant, he said he's not hurt, and if anyone has questions, they could talk with Rick Burkholder about it. Then a few days ago, Toney took to an Instagram story saying he didn't like how the video made it seem like he was attacking the ones he loves, talking about the Chiefs and Chiefs Kingdom, and claimed the clip was altered to make it look like that. He then said he could post the full clip where he addressed who he was speaking to, but he's past all that. He just hates the image it painted. Toney then got the opportunity to speak more on it last night and said that his Instagram live started out with him explaining his side of things, but got interrupted, which got his message mixed up and people assumed he was attacking KC.
I never attacked the Chiefs, never said anything about the Chiefs. Who I was referring to was the Giant fans or the people that in my comment, you know what I'm saying, my comment box, not even on my live recording, so you wouldn't even know they were there.
So he said he was referring to Giants fans from other comments, but not the comments that were seen popping up on the live stream, which does indeed make it a bit confusing in my opinion. But hey, Toney said he shouldn't have done so and is willing to admit his mistakes.
I can accept my mistakes just like I accept my wins, you know.
He's just moving past it and is focused on winning the Super Bowl. Nate Taylor of The Athletic shared that Toney is currently doing everything he can to show the team he's an asset, but at the end of the day, Toney said it's not his call. He's staying humble about it, vowing he would do anything he could to help the Chiefs win the big game if given the opportunity. And based on Toney's response and mindset, it seems like he knows he messed up and shouldn't have gone live in the first place, but loves this team and wants to help contribute to a win. Andy Reid was asked about this thing today, about Toney playing on Sunday in his presser, and of course, Big Red replied saying, "We'll just see how it goes and if he's up or not," which was about as vague as always. Now, if Kadarius Toney does indeed suit up to play, I would think it's in a pretty minor role considering he hasn't played in 6 games. Maybe he is out there a few snaps, mainly used behind the line of scrimmage for stuff like jet sweeps, quick passes, that kind of stuff. Even handoffs would be fine. I know he had the longest punt return in Super Bowl history last year and is a more dangerous returner than Richie James, in my opinion, but Richie has been consistent with some decent returns himself, and I would think he is the guy who will continue returning punts. One thing I could see KC doing is having Toney dress out and be available to use in case of emergency, and if God forbid another Chiefs pass catcher goes down and the next man up is needed, Toney could potentially be that guy. However, the fact that Toney hasn't played in quite some time gives me pause, Instagram live rant aside, so I personally wouldn't count on him playing a big role in this game, even if he's given some chances out there. But let me know your thoughts. Will Toney get a big role? Maybe even play a little, or you have the mindset that, heck no, he shouldn't even see the field. And then the 49ers are not happy about their practice field, with the main complaint being about the firmness of it. And before I explain what exactly the fuss is about, it's worth noting that every year for the Super Bowl, the NFL assigns one team as home and the other is away, which is something that alternates every year. So the home team gets to practice at the local NFL team's facilities and the away team practices at the best nearby college facility. Well, last year, the Chiefs were the away team and practiced at Arizona State, while the Eagles were considered the home team and practiced at the Cardinals facilities. This means it's flip-flopped this year. The Chiefs are the home team, quote unquote, and get to practice at the Raiders facilities while the 49ers practice at UNLV. Well, the 49ers are not happy about the field conditions there. Apparently, the team feels that the natural grass the NFL laid over UNLV's artificial turf is too soft for the team to practice on and wanted to explore other possibilities. And I'm over here like, well, yeah, if it's a health or safety concern, I definitely understand the issue. But it is not. Per CBS Sports, sources are saying the current surface of the practice field meets all NFL, NFLPA, and independent standards, and it's merely a preference issue. The grass needs to be below 100 units of gravity to pass safety standards, and it's at 50 right now. However, the 49ers prefer 70. Therefore, the 49ers were reportedly weighing options about what to do, even trying to see about practicing at the Raiders facility, where the Chiefs are, at a different time. But the Chiefs so far, according to reports, have been unwilling to change their schedule, and the NFL isn't making them do so, which makes sense. They are the home team. They get the Raiders facility. Simple. Well, of course, 49ers fans were quickly whining and crying about it, saying the NFL is once again giving the Chiefs an unfair advantage. I mean, shoot, the Chiefs already have the refs in their pocket, and now they have the better grass to practice on. The NFL might as well just cancel the freaking game and give the Chiefs the Lombardi trophy, because there is no chance the 49ers are going to win this game. I was obviously being sarcastic, but come on, you coddled toddlers. Many of you who still cry in my comment section about Super Bowl 54 being rigged, even though Jimmy G sucks ass and missed a wide open deep ball near the end of the game. Give me a break about the field. You have one team complaining that the grass is just like themselves, way too soft. Meanwhile, the Chiefs practiced in pads yesterday outside in the rain. These teams are not the same. And if that wasn't enough, last week Nick Bosa said the Chiefs' offensive tackles hold a lot, potentially crying for the help of the refs before the game is even close to being played. Meanwhile, the Chiefs are complimentary of their opponent, saying the 49ers are a team they respect and are a very well-coached team. They didn't even take the bait to respond back, by the way, when asked about Nick Bosa's comments and them holding a lot.
Any response to that?
No. Part of the game, man. I'm just looking forward to the game on Sunday for sure.
Yeah, Andy Reid definitely said, do not give any sound bites to the media. Meanwhile, the 49ers went from the Chiefs hold too much to the grass is way too soft. To Shanahan's credit, though, he was asked about the field last night and said, we're not worried about it at all. Even though reports said they were worried about it, but okay, it is what it is. We're here and we won't change anything. And apparently the field is improving and will continue to each day. So thank God, because I don't know how I could live with myself if the Chiefs win on Sunday due to the fact that the 49ers practice grass was too soft. We already spent the entire offseason hearing about how bad the field was during Super Bowl 57, though it somehow only affected the Philadelphia Eagles. But with that being said, what are your thoughts about the practice field situation? Should the NFL let the 49ers practice at the Raiders facility at a different time than the Chiefs, or have them stick it out where they are, considering they are indeed the away team? Let me know either way in the comments down below. And until next time, let's go. Let's freaking go. How about those?